Hello, another January game here in the Reddit Twilight Struggle League organised by Shaq. We're playing Rocket Science. Already set up. We're due to start at the top of the hour, so I'm going to log in now. But we'll give him time on the clock for whenever he does start. Looks like I'm USSR. Um, 4-4-1 for me. Europe scoring's not a bad headline just to ditch it. Because obviously I can't drop deck out. Okay, cool. We are on. 4-4-1. We can at least ditch Truman early, which is always nice. Korean War, De Gaulle. Europe scoring looks like a decent headline. Fidel, Cambridge 5, Romania. Last card. Romania? Did I miss? I didn't miss Romania. Oh, Arab-Israeli War. Right, okay, so what are the options? Cambridge 5. Europe is the risk-averse headline, basically. And then I can keep De Gaulle in the deck and use it for ops, because I'm otherwise ops light. So let's ditch Europe. The alternative is Cambridge 5. He ditches Asia scoring. Interesting. So it looks like he's not holding Middle East scoring this turn. We'll start with the on-off cooing of Iran. That has gone well. So we'll see if he counter-coups. So we want to ditch Truman early. We'll just overload. We'll put another one in so that, I mean, I know that puts independent reds into play, but Italy's not going to lose it so quickly. So we'll just go with that. Influence, so on to Malaysia, yeah. And pressing into. We will try cooing Egypt, because obviously Iran's quite big. Clearing out's a decent result. He may move into Thailand. If he does move into Thailand, obviously Arab-Israeli war is quite attractive, because he needs a big coup in Iran to go blue. Trying to sweep him out of the Middle East would be ideal. So here, what do I expect to see? A split of resource, Thailand and Egypt. There goes Lebanon. We will pop one in and get rid of Truman. Make him worry about Middle Eastern scoring. So counter-couing Lebanon, fairly likely. Of course, we can run Defcon relatively high, because that gives me a chance to crack on Thailand next turn. So we'll see where he goes for next. So Austria or Yugoslavia likely to go here. I guess he's likely just to play into Egypt to level country count. He's going for a coup, so Lebanon's more likely. Oh, it's big. That makes Arab-Israeli war a lot less attractive. So we'll play into Israel for access. And we'll also pop one in Korea. Massive Lebanese coup counter coup. Where did that go? Egypt and Laos. Yeah, fair enough. Alright, we're going to play into... Well, not with Krum. We'll play into Pakistan first. And then we may use Arab-Israeli war to take Iraq, just to number up country count. And hope for a non 1 in 5, 1 in 6. Just realised this has like slap bass in, and it's a bit like Seinfeld. And they're both set in New York. If like slap bass is the leitmotif of New York City. Oh, at least didn't get purged turn 1. Could have been worse. So he spreads it around. Doesn't push into Burma, oddly. So we'll pop 2 in Iraq to level up country count in the Middle East to avoid Middle East scoring, and look for a nice coup on Thailand to start. I'm not sure how that turn went, but it went, so you know. And he ditched Purge. 13 cards, yeah, that's good. So his last AR. Okay, so he ends up not using IPW for that cause, but he does clear out Iraq, and I get Middle Eastern scoring. So coup on Libya's not a bad start for me. Captured Nazi is probably a decent headline, although it may of course get defected. But we'll start with captured Nazi. The other option is Middle East hoping he defects, but that's rather optimistic. And I've got to play special relationship before NATO. No, I don't get defected, but he ditches Marshall Plan to spread around Europe. Special relationship. Capture Nazi does trigger. So we'll take the big old coup on Libya to start and hope for a nice one. That's pretty nice. So we'll follow it up with Iraq and Libya, Iraq and Syria for domination. Or maybe Jordan to deny access to Saudi. But let's see how he riposts. You can trigger NATO, hold special relationship, space it turn 3 to make sure it doesn't come back till turn 7. So we'll pop another one in Yugoslavia, so Eastern European Rest can't clear me out of Italy periphery. So if he plays into Jordan, using NATO to go Saudi plus Syria, helps press country count. Okay, so instead he pushes into India as well. So we'll use NATO to pop 2 and 2, because we've still got 6 fairly clean ops. And Indo-Pakistani war is gone. Not sure that's best, but we'll go with it. Now special relationship definitely becomes the hold card. So we've got 7 clean ops holding the China card, and special relationship to hold as well. So we'll finish taking India and take Saudi, and we'll give him his ops. So CIA's gone. EU's out. Indo-Pakistani war is pretty juicy for Rocket at the moment. Spacing decoll. So I get tempo. He does not get off to space, that's a bonus. We'll play into Iran as well to cover Pakistan. Well, that leaves India juicy. He may tap Syria, in which case we just take Middle East for our battlegrounds. So we'll use Romanian abdication to pop another op in North Korea to keep it up to snuff. What did he ditch with blockade? D-style. Bonus. And it doesn't affect domination, so that's good. That could be worse. Yeah, so we'll pop 1 in South Korea. So we were just really hoping Indo-Pakistani war doesn't come out next turn. Most of the cards are blue as well. Defectors is coming out next turn. So that gives us access, but not a lot going on. Bonus to swing domination that way, but it may not last. I get into Pakistani war back, which is a bonus. He gets defectors. So duck and cover's not a terrible headline. In the hopes that he flags it. Let's plug it in. I get duck and covers and containment and NASA and Olympic Games. So he gets the rest. US, Japan, which he may headline. Defectors, NORAD, and socialist governments. Discards back. UNI, Asia, Indo-Pakistani. So yeah, US, Japan is his obvious, in inverted commas, obvious headline if he thinks that I'm going to... If I'm going to headline Asia scoring. If he's... Yeah, if he's going to headline US, Japan... duck and cover headline allows me to flip Asia domination again without giving him mill-ops, and I've got into Pakistani war. In which case I headline NASA or Olympic Games. At the moment I've got Middle East domination, so headlining NASA is not so appealing. I want to keep it in the deck. So Olympic Games, or... I mean, he would only headline US Japan if he thought Asia scoring was back in the reshuffle turn 3, which is a bit of a bold jump. So he's either defecting my headline or he's playing US-Japan. And what else does he know I have? He knows I've got duck and cover, Olympic Games, containment, and NASA. So he knows I didn't draw a great headline in response. So defecting, he may not bother defecting, in which case US-Japan is the most appealing. Let's go with Olympic Games, and if it gets defected I can use duck and cover, and if he's got US-Japan I look clever. Yeah, okay, good. Well, that's a bonus. Let's see whether I get my 1.25 VP of expected value. I do. That's splendid. One, two, three, four, five. If I can get Burma and Afghanistan, I still need to keep working. But let's use duck and cover. We'll see if he drops Europe scoring. So, didn't get D-Star or D-Col, which makes South America and Africa rather tricksy. I can use an intervention special relationship. Containment AR6. So, a domination race in Asia. If he doesn't take Burma, I can use the China card to take Taiwan and Burma. And then press into Afghanistan. I kind of want to use the China card to take Asia if I can, because I want to race the score tracker up, if at all possible. Let's see what he does with NORAD. Taking Burma is a good shout. Yeah, okay, so he's going to race country camp with me. And he's going to win that race. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Unless I use you an intervention on containment. Which, I don't know, it's kind of crummy leaving it in the deck. If I do that, he has to respond. And then if I use an intervention containment, I can make it 8-7 and he has to respond again. But he's only got to use 2 ops here to make a difference. But it keeps the pressure on. But then he can just keep tapping to deny domination. Is the China card worth threatening an extra 4 VP is the question. He does have to respond to it. Although UN intervention, containment does the same. Let's do that, keep containment in the deck, not kind of happy about that. Now got a space special relationship. But we know he's got socialist governments and defectors, we don't know what his other cards are. But now at least I can get up to 8 with Taiwan, Afghanistan. And I could overprotect Laos as well. If he uses socialist governments to flip Laos, I can take 2 out of the UK and use special relationship to take Afghanistan. And I still have the China card in the bank now, for now. It was kind of gross putting containment back in, but USA has a billion headlines later in the game. Containment's just one of them. It's probably not likely to be the difference. He says, doing lots of post-hoc justification. It's just if I can get Asia for domination, and then Indo-Pakistani war comes off, I can get up to 19, which is good until Europe scoring drops. So let's see what he does with defectors. Yeah, fine. Right, so we do that. And then if he takes Philippines, I have to use Indo-Pakistani war to take Afghanistan, and we just end up farting around all turn. So defectors and CIA gone. So he may tap something, in which case I use NASA to untap it and just run out Asia scoring. So now I'm not likely to get to 19 in a turn. I'm more likely to get to 11. We'll see. Oh, he's got red scare, so he can do all sorts of trouble. Oh well. Okay, so we drop Asia scoring for 1 instead. I mean, Pakistan now becomes a juicy brushwar target at least. Beggars can't be choosers. So spacing special relationship is now in order. And he's done well keeping me down. I mean, I'm marginally ahead of par, and at least I have Middle East domination. Europe's a problem, but De Gaulle and Suez are still in the deck. I'm horrifically underdeveloped in the mid-war region. So that's a problem. D-style goes again. At least I might be able to salt it. So we'll space special relationship. Okay, good. We'll remove... Oh, no, he's got adjacency through Lebanon anyway. Okay, so he's got a bit of room to play with socialist governments. So we'll add the mid-war cards and see what comes out. If we can get Sadat out first, I can then use NASA. So what are my jobs? Pray to get decol and junta, so I can develop into the mid-war areas. Yeah. So no junta and no decol. I get VOA, which I'll have to space. Arms race comes off if I coup, and I can use Cultural Revolution to get the China card back at least. And then the rest looks rather blue on first look. Shuttle diplomacy and lads. To the 9th card. Alliance. Alright, so we'll headline Cultural Revolution and take back the China card. Because what's the alternative? Headlining lads, but we're only going to get 1 coup off anyway. Although getting a big one off on Panama doesn't hurt. Let's do lads. Oh, I'm going to have to invent Cultural Revolution if I do that. No. Cultural Revolution, get the China card back. And he drops DEFCON. Oh, interesting. So I will not get a coup off. So we'll space immediately. And now 1 small steps in action. I need to use Alliance for Progress for ops fairly soon. So where did those go? Angola and Panama, yeah, fine. We will take Pakistan back and ditch the 1 VP. Probably should have done that sooner. So Africa control's happening. Yeah. This is unpromising. Hold shuttle diplomacy, quite likely. And get Suez off to space, which means I then may not be able to... Yeah, don't get to have another go. Fantastic. Alright, we're going to start tapping places in Europe. Yeah, tap into France next and then Algeria. Gonna go the slow way. But I don't have many other options. I can't use arms race for the VP. You just have to hope that he's not holding the scoring cards this turn. Because we'll be able to walk into Colombia as well. I might use Eastern European unrest to tap France and put one in Poland. Yeah, whatever. I can't do anything about Africa, so you just keep trundling on. So we're going to do that and that to cover removal for John Paul. And also just keep pressure up in places that I can do damage. Things are not rosy at the moment. And if he can ditch Lone Gunman as well, so much the better for him. That's the joy of a Cuban Missile Crisis headline when I'm not in Cuba. Okay, good. Doesn't get to use John Paul for the any double taps. That's fine. So we will... Well, we're only going to put one in because he may be able to realign anyway. Europe's in a parlous state because of NATO as well. But, I don't know. That couldn't really be helped. Is 5-year plan still in the deck? Yeah, I can still ditch Europe scoring if I get a sympathetic 5-year plan. Willy Brandt. So now we'll tap West Germany. Just keep the pressure up. Oh, he's got Africa. What a delight. Well, that was a splendid turn for me. We'll pop another one in West Germany and keep the pressure up, I guess. Oh well. Once the headline dropped, there was absolutely nothing I could do about that. So the only way this turn could get worse is if he now drops Lone Gunman as well. I know he's got Sadat, so we just trade one ops. So, Middle East is good, Central America is bland, Southeast Asia is bad. More blue cards. So Brush War and Junta and ABM are still in the deck, so headlining Middle East scoring is problematic. Central America's not getting much worse, mind. Got a Space Colonial Rearguards. Brezhnev's not very appealing, so now I'm going to spend 3 ARs on scoring cards. So what's the headline here? Because Junta 2 into Costa Rica, but he's unlikely to headline Junta given I don't have any presence there. Let's plug in my hand. Brezhnev. Lots of blue cards, one red card. And a mitt. Alright, we'll headline Central America scoring and hope for the best. So he's salting something just to make my life harder. So what's he going to salt? Let's have a quick look in the discard pile. Arms race, duck and cover, VOA, or purge. VOA or purge. Purge. Okay, so I might get purge bear trapped here. We're going to drop Middle East scoring for domination to start before anything can go seriously wrong. If he cracks off a coup, cooing Thailand with the China card even at a -1 with salt before Southeast Asia scoring isn't horrific. Colonial Rearguards is the space card here. We'll be doing a mitt and arse not, so Lone Gunman's very likely to clear the deck at some point. So, we shall see. Alright, uses Purge for the coup at least. Flips Pakistan. So we'll use Defcon 4 to flip Thailand. And we fail. Well, that trade was complete pants. Yeah, Shuttle Diplomacy is now utterly unplayable. And Southeast Asia is scoring about 4 VP for him. Oh, that was a trade-off that had to happen, and it didn't go well. So, routes to victory are closing fairly rapidly. We'll pump 3 into West Germany and start to load up there. Because we want to get ahead there. Oh, he's got flower power, so he'll riposte. That at least makes Brush War less attractive for him. What do we think? Get to space first, give up on West Germany. Don't even get to space first! This is diabolical. It's all going south. We're going to have to event Arse Not, so let's hope he's not holding Lone Gunman. We're going to have to event Arman in Tehran, so let's hope that Lone Gunman doesn't get discarded out the deck. And we're going to have to hope that we can keep VP's above for War Games and Defcon him. Because VP's out. My War Gamesing is slim to none after Southeast Asia scoring spin. So he's not holding Europe scoring this turn at least. Small mercies. I mean, Shuttle Diplomacy might have to be evented. Will he get off to space and swing the OPEC? Yeah, what a delight. Okay, so there goes the VP differential. We'll tap Thailand. I do have to use Shuttle Diplomacy because I can't use Panama. I can't let him walk into South America with it being one of the regions unscored. Let's see what we lose from the deck. Chiefs running away from the Titans. That was to be expected. The upshot of playing a late game here in the UK is I'm staying up for the Niners game. I'd much rather lose this than the Niners win. Fidel's gone. Korea's gone. He's got Junta, so he's got access anyway. Fidel, Korea, Junta out the deck. Yep, great. So now I definitely can't play. I lost Libthy as well, and Decol. Oh, what a delight. So we're going to use shuttle diplomacy and keep us not. Will we? No, we'll do us not. Because if he's got lone gunman, he's got a fistful of cards anyway. And we need to watch out for Yasuri. Shuttle diplomacy could be a major problem if I end up losing Middle East domination and swinging Asia. So we lose Allende in South Africa. Well, Allende's a bummer. Africa's already scored. Argentina's a big coup target. Bear Trap AR7, because he salted Purge. Seems likely. If I'm lucky, he drew South America scoring and he's forced to play it for fewer VP than he'd hope. But we'll see. Still hoping for a De Gaulle or Suez, because I need to cause some trouble in France. De Gaulle's crucial. Ah, so what's he going to get? He gets Panama. Fair enough. Stronger coup target. So, I'll have to use Muslim Revolution for my coup. Europe scoring is going to be a big problem. South America scoring, I might get off for nothing. Space grain sales hold Bear Trap. Another not so great hand. Bear Trap, grain sales, Europe, South America, Muslim, Portuguese, Nixon and Kitchen. So Defects isn't in the deck. ABM's likely. He may do We Will Bury You to protect what he's got. So headline Portuguese Empire crumbles, I guess. Or the alternative's Nixon, I guess, but we're just giving away 2 VP. Portuguese. Okay, so he raises DEFCON, but before Portuguese, he'll coup Thailand, I guess. Okay, well, at least the coup's not spectacular. At least I get Venezuela. He will finish taking Thailand back. He may even have Brush War and be willing to take the chance on that. So South America hopefully will drop for 0. Europe will certainly not. Yeah, okay, so that's to be expected. Overprotect both. We drop South America scoring for nothing. Well, I'm going to have to give the China card back. I might as well protect against Brush War. Well, I suppose that wasn't as bad as it could have been in retrospect. Because if it does mean I can use kitchen debates, although he may take South Africa here. No, he's going for it. Fingers crossed he misses. He misses, right, so. What do we think? What's the worst that could happen? He has to coup it. Well, that's a small mercy. But I'm going to have to be playing Europe scoring, so the mercy's going to end soon. Do I trap myself to try and ditch grain sales and shuttle if it comes to it? Fine. South America scoring drops for a single VP. So I could bear trap myself to drop grain sales and do Europe scoring AR7. Worst case scenario, I get stuck in the trap over the turn. I'm not really sure. Let's see. Yeah, overprotect fine. Let's flip Zaire with bear trap. And now we're hoping to get out with grain sales and drop Europe scoring. And if I miss my 1 in 3, I'm stuck in for a turn. But I'm clutching at straws already. VP's out. Wargame's probably, well, yeah, pretty certainly out. So Defcon is my only out. And I'm now behind in the space race. So he events to Gall and repairs. We will drop grain sales and get stuck in the trap, of course. Perfect. So we drop Europe scoring and hope for a We Will Bury You headline turn 7. But if he draws, UN intervention in the reshuffle. He spaces Kog'Maw, very wise, very wise. And now he gets to headline peak as well. So yeah, hoping for We Will Bury You in the headline. Not promising. But then if I don't know. I have to play shuttle diplomacy and then I'm dominated in Asia. Great. Oh, at least I get CIA. He gets We Will Bury You. And Lone Gunman, which you'll be able to get off. I got Romanian abdication. So he's got We Will Bury You, nuclear test ban, so he got both the 4 ops. Camp David, 1 small step missile envy. So Che for the headline. Get a couple of coups off. Get my Millops. He may missile envy me. In which case, I end up giving him shuttle diplomacy or Yasiri for domination in Asia anyway. So that makes me going in the trap even less of a... Oh, Purge, beautiful. What a reshuffle. Thank goodness that I have a couple of 3-op cards. So let's get Yasuri off. And it fails. Hooey! And if I miss with Shuttle Diplomacy, I'm in for the whole turn. So that was a fantastic card to get in the reshuffle. Well, I have to remember not to play in January next year. Seems to be a month in which I am cursed. Or at least I'm 0 for 3 after this game. Which is not necessarily a long-standing curse, but I can't recall much that's gone well. Although, you know, that first game started well, I seem to melt away. Yeah, why not? You've got all the time in the world. Yep, fine. And when this misses, you can have the whole turn. Oh well, small mercies. CIA, OAS. UNI. Puppet. So he gives me Lone Gunman. No surprises there. What else did he have? Kitchen Debates and Colonial Rearguards. Brilliant. So now I can't win with Defcon. The jig is up. We're just going to have a good old solid fart around for the rest of the game. I'll show him what I've got. Why not? He shows me, I show him. At least that means he now has to space We Will Bury You. Well, at least if he doesn't coup Zaire, I get to play the op into it. So, his weak move with Lone Gunman helped me a little. Not a lot. Well, I'm needing some miracles. Certainly. Yeah, fine. So I'll put one into Zaire. Whee! So Space Puppet Government, UN Intervention OAS. Run the rest out. He can get above the Wargames threshold with spacing We Will Bury You. He's not used Camp David for the VP at least. Fine. That's Space Puppet Government. Oh, I've already spaced. Oh no, I'm under Purge, aren't I? Well, that's also a delight. Okay, so now we have to place one in Brazil to then defend against OAS, which I'll have to event, and then I can UN Intervention Puppet Governments. I had totally forgotten that I was going to be mullered by Purge. I've been having such a great time. I can't respond to that. I just have to give up on Asia. Yep, so one back in Brazil, UN intervention, puppet governments, Arab-Israeli war, and I am out of this turn. So we're just we'll run it through to the end of the game. Will I lose by war games or VP tracker, or will I make it to final scoring and get beaten there? Is basically the question. And I'm sure it's such an exciting question that you might as well just fast forward to the last 2 minutes of the video and find out for me. We'll pop one in Zaire against Colonial Rearguards, obviously, to finish the turn off. But I am toast pretty much all over the board. Okay, I mean, that's fine. That's just 2 ops for 1 op. Was he worried about me eventing it? Fair enough. Seemed like rather a bland way to use Missile Envy. I mean, I guess it was risk-free, but... he's going to get to Headline Peak next turn as well, so he can use We Will Bury if he's worried about Defcon, but I don't know why he would be. Yep, so we pop 1 into Zaire to protect against Colonial Rearguards. Not that it's much to protect against. And he will either space or... He'll either space We Will Bury You or event Colonial Rearguards. So he's spacing it. Probably get the 3 VP for that and win with War Games. That'll end the game nice and early. Alas, no. So, right, late war cards coming out. Amazingly, I'm below the War Games threshold for now. I get terrorism, but I can't leave him with a Defcon suicide situation. Glasnost is pre... So what do we got? Brezhnev's probably the best. Got a lot of 1 and 2 op cards. Let's go with that. What do we got? Cambridge 5, which can't be used. Solidarity, which thankfully can't be used. Tourism, Formosa. NASA. Summit. And NORAD. Africa scoring. Well, that drops for 1. Could be worse. But that does put him above the War Games threshold. So we'll event Glasnost to put him below, and then we can coup and counter coup. Well, we'll boycott and give him his 4 ops. And then I'll take a coup. And that keeps it below the War Games threshold for now. Where's the most likely 4 op? North Korea? For 2 more VP? Oh no, didn't realise he gets the coup as well. It's as if you played a 4 op card, right? Okay, well. We will take Brazil back at least. If he spaces, there's not a lot I can do. I can event terrorism at some point and hope to pull War Games, of course. If he spaces successfully. Okay, right. So let's terrorism him and hope to pull War Games. We don't, but it could be worse. And if he's got War Games, the jig is up. Yeah. That's it. Another loss to chalk up to January. Please do comment. I'll post the video now. Thanks for watching. Until next time, let's see if I can break my January duck.